interesting fellow, Dr Karl Shuker. Dr Karl Shuker is a cryptozoologist and animal mythologist. That's right, isn't it?
Just about, yeah.
Welcome to What's Up, Doc.
Thanks very much.
What are they? They're long titles. What do they mean?
Basically, someone who studies new and mysterious animals. Animals we don't really know a lot about.
OK, well, let's get straight on with something that's been in the news recently. The beast of Bodmin Moor. This is how it was reported recently in the press. A shadowy creature that's been wandering around on the moors in the West Country. A, is there anything there? And B, if so, what?
Well, according to local people, there is something there, and that's basically what they say it is, a black panther, the all-black version of the leopard. It's been in the area for a long time, and in fact, they're reported not just on Bodmin, but pretty well everywhere in Britain.
What evidence is there for it being there?
Well, the things like these. Footprints, these were found on Exmoor a few years ago. The large one, it looks like a lion or tiger just superficially, but in actual fact, it's a very big dog print.
No.
The smaller one is the important one. That is a big cat footprint, possibly a black panther, possibly a puma, something like that.
So how does a black panther that's not native to our country end up on Bodmin Moor?
Well, the thing is, believe it or not, a lot of these big cats are actually kept as pets. And 16 years ago, a new law came into force, the Dangerous Wild Animals Act, which meant people keeping them had to pay great big licence fees, and people just didn't want to or couldn't pay them, and so they simply let them go.
A big cat is for life, not just for Christmas.
Yeah.
So does the same apply to the jungle cat here? I would imagine that's from somewhere in Africa or something.
Ludlow, actually.
What, in Shropshire?
That's right.
That's where it was found, right?
Yeah.
What's the story behind it?
Well, the story is, it is an Asian jungle cat, but this one was found wandering around Ludlow in 1989. It had been reported for months by the local people. They knew all about it, but they weren't believed until the body was found. It had sadly been killed by a car. And, but otherwise it was doing very well for itself in our countryside.
Okay, so those are mysteries that involve real animals in perhaps the incorrect surroundings. What about some of the mystery animals, like, you know, the good old Loch Ness monster? I can't let you go without talking about that. So is there anything in Loch Ness, do you think?
Well, the tourist industry says there is, but...
well, yeah, they're bound to, aren't they? They'd lose millions if we found it, but anyway...
Exactly, exactly.
What do you think? What evidence is there?
Well, scientifically, we've got photographs, things like this, the flipper photograph. There's all sorts of flipper photographs. People say it's the leg of a gigantic animal swimming in the loch, but the flippers do actually look like the flippers of this animal, which is a plesiosaur, a prehistoric reptile that lived alongside the dinosaurs.
So the chance, if there's anything there, it's a prehistoric reptile?
Well, that's the most popular identity for the Loch Ness monster.
We've been looking for it for a very long time. Why haven't they found it?
Interesting fact. If somehow we could take all the water out of Loch Ness, the hole we'd have behind would fit the entire human population of the world 3 times over into it.
3 times?
3 times.
It's a jolly big hole.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a jolly big hole. But if you're right, and there's a prehistoric reptile in Loch Ness, then it follows that possibly somewhere else in the world there are other dinosaurs somewhere?
Well, it's a case of Jurassic Park eat your heart out, because actually that is possible. The Congo, for example, here is a drawing of the Emila Natuka, killer of elephants. It apparently attacks elephants with its horn. The native people report the existence of this animal. It looks a bit like a rhino gone wrong, really, but it also looks a bit like this, which is a Triceratops dinosaur. There's a very similar animal without the 2 horns that is almost identical to the Emila Natuka. Now, I mean, the Congo is a gigantic country. It's hardly been explored at all. If we could get a dinosaur anywhere in the world, that's most probably where it would be.
Going to be in the Congo.
Yeah.
Are we still discovering animals today, even in the 20th century?
Oh, yeah, all sorts of animals are turning up all the while. I mean, the most famous one is, of course, the Okapi. That is the one. And...
Shall we talk about the sabre-tooth tiger first, then, because we missed the sabre-tooth tiger?
Yeah.
Oh, they've gone to the Okapi. We're going in slightly the wrong order. There's the...
Yeah, there's the Okapi, yeah.
Where's that?
This is live television, yes. The Okapi, that was discovered in 1901, again, in the Congo. And after the local pygmy people had reported a donkey or zebra-like animal, an English explorer actually decided to follow these reports up. He went in, brought some remains back, took them to the Natural History Museum in London, and they turned out not to be a donkey, not to be a zebra, but in fact a short-necked giraffe, a completely new animal.
Discovered in 1901?
That's right.
Anything else been discovered more recently?
Oh, yeah, one of the biggest animals of all turned up last year, and that's a creature called the Vukwang ox. That's a specimen of it.
Yeah.
That turned up in Vietnam, the size of a buffalo, but with long antelope-like legs and horns.
That's stuff!
Yeah, that is stuff, yeah. That was, like all these animals, well known to the local people, but not to scientists. They knew nothing about it till that turned up last year.
1992,
yeah.
The size of a buffalo. That's
exactly.
Incredible. You got some, like little goldfish in the tank. Are they new animals too, then?
Well, they're not actually goldfish, they're neon tetras. I mean, today you can find them in any pet shop anywhere, basically, but we've known about them for just over 50 years. They were found in the South American Amazon River, became very popular, taken to America, they were bred, and now, as I say, you know, popular children's pets everywhere, but only discovered this century.
Hamsters?
Believe it or not, yeah. The golden hamster for a long time was thought to be completely extinct, just disappeared. And then in 1930, a few were found alive and well in the Middle East. They were taken back, 3 of them survived, and they basically began to breed and breed and breed. And now we've got millions of golden hamsters, and they all descended from just these 3.
Balge, but you're not fooling anybody.
You'll have to do a bit better than that.
Ow! Oh,
Yes.
boy.
Thank you. It's fascinating. Thanks very much for coming in and telling us
Glad you
about
liked
it.
it.
If you would like to read a bit more, Karl has written a book. It's called The Lost Ark, New and Rediscovered Animals of the 20th Century, and we have 3 copies of it to give away. If you can answer the simple question, when was the Okapi discovered? When was the Okapi discovered? If you think you know, give us a call on 0839 444488, 0839 444488. Call will cost you only 20p, but get a permission from whoever pays the bill before you dial. Karl, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure to meet you, mate. Talking about lost and rediscovered animals, and we have copies of his book to give away. This is it. It's called The Lost Ark, New and Rediscovered Animals of the 20th Century. The question was, when was the Okapi discovered? And the Okapi was discovered in 1901. You will now discover, turn into Pat, you will now discover who's won. Balge, who are the prize winners?
It was Craig Shanks of Weston-super-Mare, Teresa Nobles of Kettering, and Jackie Ward of Kings Lynn. Congratulations!